provides affordable business phone plans for entrepreneurs that need a way to connect to their customers. Never give out a personal number again. They offer business telephone numbers, call forwarding, professional greeting, and so much more.
Isn't that the phone you have in your office?
That's correct. I have a Virtual PBX Yalink, the T21P E2, but it is the same phone that you will see on the NBC show The Office. So when you see Dwight and Jim slamming down the phone, I have that same exact phone.
Nice. Do you have a stapler and Jell-O?
It's the most important aspect of an office, making sure you have a good telephone.
Yeah, and I think you can save 15% off when you sign up, right?
That's correct. If you go to virtualpbx.com/podcast, again, that's /podcast, you can save up to 15% and you can enjoy their new Flex plans starting as low as $13 per month.
Well, that sounds awesome.
Yes. Are you looking to start a new business or have to have professional greetings, call forwarding, texting, voicemail, virtual receptionist? If you're looking for any of those items, don't go anyplace else but Virtual PBX.
That sounds cool. I kind of want a sandwich right now.
Mike wants a sandwich, and you deserve a better IP phone solution. Visit Virtual PBX. Visit them at virtualpbx.com/podcast. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, have you heard about the new app called Tiki?
Is this the one you've been talking about that's like a torch?
That's correct. This is like a torch. This is going to light you up. Did you know that companies made $382 billion from your data last year? This app called Tiki allows you to choose what data you share with what companies. And you know what? You get paid for sharing your information. You just link your accounts in the app and you get a payout. Tiki is completely free to use and is available worldwide, so you can start earning today.
Cool. Where do I sign up?
There's limited spots, but here at TechTime Radio, we got you hooked up. All you got to go is to mytiki.com/TechTime.
Yeah, and I think you can save 15% off when you sign up, right?
That's correct. If you go to virtualpbx.com/podcast, again, that's /podcast, you can save up to 15% and you can enjoy their new Flex plans starting as low as $13 per month.
Well, that sounds awesome.
Yes. Are you looking to start a new business or have to have professional greetings, call forwarding, texting, voicemail, virtual receptionist? If you're looking for any of those items, don't go anyplace else but Virtual PBX.
That sounds cool. I kind of want a sandwich right now.
Mike wants a sandwich, and you deserve a better IP phone solution. Visit Virtual PBX. Visit them at virtualpbx.com/podcast. TechTime Radio is brought to you today by Military True Crime Addict.
If you are searching for a podcast about crime relating to the actual life events of military personnel, veterans, family members, and associated with the military in any way, then you've come to the right place. We welcome you to the Military True Crime Addict, where we will be exploring a plethora of actual true crime stories that have not been reported on by news outlets or media. Stories that upon hearing, you'll be astounded by. Such history should have been told and reported on long ago. There will be detailed stories from so many of you that touch on topics such as assault, harassment, sexual preference, abuse of power, PTSD, murder, hazing, rape, and all stories that in some way relate to our military, veterans, and their extended families. Here we provide voice to the victims and hear their side of the story and raise awareness of the heinous crimes to fight for those most impacted. You do not need to know anything about military to enjoy this podcast. Here, our listeners can hear original true crime stories with precise date and the specifics of what occurred.
To learn more, visit militarytruecrimeaddict.com.
Coming to you from the shores of the Pacific Northwest, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to TechTime Radio. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm, the show that makes you go, Technology News of the Week. That's right. So I'm Nathan Mumm, and welcome to our show. We are live streaming, of course, on Saturdays from 4 to 5 p.m. on Twitch TV /TechTime Radio. Brand new. We got youtube.com /TechTime Radio. We have facebook.com /TechTime Radio. If you have a social media site like Instagram or Twitter, you can also visit us at /TechTime Radio. So
Just think of any online social media / TechTime Radio, and we'll get you covered. That's what we've got taken care of. No, Pinterest. No, I don't have time to be posting. We can post whiskey shots on Pinterest.
That's right, whiskey shots.
We are a 1 hour technology show that talks about your current technology in a simple format without having to geek out. We highlight top technology news for the week, along with segments that bring different perspectives and highlighted topics. All right, so make sure if you would like to engage us, you can always go to Twitter and you can hashtag TechTime Radio, and we'll announce that item on the air. Also, if you have a question about us, or we're going to actually start today's show with saying what 2 guests do we have on our show today, or what 2 people do we have on our show today from Arizona. So if you know that, if you hashtag us, well, you don't get to tell them. We're going to have our
I'm
audience.
Just saying that's my home state.
Well, yeah, you gave one of them away then. So you have to find our 2 guests, or our 2 people
How did
that we
I
have.
give that away? You just said Arizona.
Well, yeah, because there's somebody else. Okay, so hashtag
whatever,
the 2 names at TechTime Radio on Twitter, and you can win a prize, because we're going to give away lots of prizes today. We got Story Coffee, we got the portable EKG device, the Pulse device. We have, of course, our Jameson whiskey that we're going to be talking about.
We're not giving that away.
No, we're not giving that away. No, absolutely not. All right, Mike, as we start off every show, we're going to get on to our loaded question of the day.
Loaded.
The loaded question, because we really don't care what your week was like. We just care about how you answer the loaded question. All right, so what is the number 1 reason you deserve a vacation?
Okay.
So
I'm a little, because I'm 50, I don't know, because why should I deserve a vacation?
Well, dude, I just read the cards, okay? I didn't create the game. I didn't make up the game. Which is
I'm offended by that.
You're offended by that question?
Yeah.
Does it make you feel bad?
It's not about deserving a vacation. It's about taking a vacation.
Maybe you deserve a vacation because you are getting old.
Maybe. Maybe it's just that
you worked really hard this week.
I worked really hard this
week. There you go.
Okay.
Okay. That question was a great question.
Yeah, I really didn't like that.
I'm not a cat.
There you go. There's our I'm not a cat from David. David, hopefully you had a good time. I know David just came from umpiring a Little League baseball game.
Yeah, I know.
He said he threw it.
He's still giving you signals.
I know. He's throwing parents out. He's ready to throw me out. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get on to our show today. We have a famed podcaster, Eric Hunley, that will be the host of Unstructured Podcast, that is going to be talking about how he lost his YouTube channel. So he was at Podfest, and I got to drop into one of his events. Really cool guy. He does all these interviews with people, and he spends a big deal. He talked about make sure you spend 4 to 6 hours about finding out about your guests before you bring them on the show. So we have spent 4 to 6 hours, and I'm going to see if he knows some of the stuff that I got here. So we test him. Now we also have a guest from Virtual PBX. We're going to be talking about cloud-based phones. So we have the COO, Lon Baker, that will be joining us also for an interview. So we got some interview back-to-back, so that should be exciting again today. We also have our top stories in the first 5 minutes. Mike's mesmerizing moment, brought to us by Story Coffee. And, of course, all great information and insights from Nathan's Nuggets during the show.
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to jump on, you can always call us at 425-373-5527 and talk to David. And if you have a puzzling question or something of intrigue, we could put you on the show as a guest, and then we'll bump something else off. So,
yeah.
All right. Right now, let's get started with our top stories in the first 5 minutes.
What's happening in the world of technology? This is our top stories in the first 5 minutes.
All right. Story number 1, Discord, the chatting app that's popular with video gamers, is reportedly for sale for about $10 billion. According to Bloomberg, Microsoft is one of the interested acquirees. Let's listen to what Routers had to say about this.
Microsoft doesn't just want to sell video games. It wants to own the online hangouts where fans gush about the games. Media reports say the Xbox maker is in talks to buy the upstart messaging platform Discord, popular among gamers, for more than $10 billion. Discord allows users to coordinate group activities such as games, chats, and virtual parties. It was valued at roughly $7 billion as of December. Bloomberg reported Microsoft is one of the potential buyers to whom Discord has reached out. VentureBeat says Discord is in final talks with a party.
All right, so
with
they're in
party.
Well, there's a bunch of other interested parties, but I can tell you it's not Facebook. They're in so much legal issues right now. They don't have time to buy somebody else. But so let's talk about. Have you used Discord?
Yes, I do.
I've used it too.
I use it with my kids.
And I find it's a great chatting feature. You can use it just to talk to people. Essentially, actually, me and my brother and a couple of my boys, we essentially played You Don't Know Jack and a couple of the Jackbox games on the Discord feed. It was so amazing. That was almost real time, and we could do that and interact with each other. So great company.
Yeah, it should be called Accord.
Accord?
Accord instead of Discord.
Oh, okay. That's
You have no idea what I'm talking
No,
about.
I do not. I do not. But
Okay.
continue. That sounds great, Mike.
I'll just leave that alone.
That's
then.
a Mike's mesmerizing moment. Okay. So here's what's happening. TikTok did not get bought by Microsoft, and Microsoft really wanted to buy TikTok, right? So they had $30 billion to buy TikTok, and they did not get TikTok. Instead, you had Walmart. You got Walmart that got it with an investment group, and right now it's still kind of pending. The U.S. version of TikTok hasn't really formulated, so it's still China-based. So
Walmart bought TikTok.
They did.
We're going to see people from Walmart on TikTok.
Have you ever seen any of those Walmart Facebook postings?
Of course.
Oh, wow, those pictures. Okay, so Microsoft's still hungry for a social media company. Being an ex-alumni working at Microsoft, I hope that they get it. Essentially, this would allow them to compete with Nintendo, EA, and Epic Games, who are also looking to possibly purchase Discord. All right, let's move on to story number 2. How much is your data worth? A new company called mytiki.com. You may have heard a little ad before we talked about it. This is exciting. We're going to talk about a couple different things here. So mytiki.com, if you go to mytiki.com /TechTime Radio, /TechTime, don't go to TechTime Radio, /TechTime, you can essentially sign up. And so MyTiki is actually building an app on your phone that essentially blocks Facebook, blocks Amazon, blocks Google from receiving data that you are viewing on your phone itself. And essentially what it's doing is it's enabling each of these companies to have to pay you for your data. So if you want to share your data out there, which people are more than willing to share the data, I'm more than willing to share data, you can actually sign up and they will actually have to pay you, Facebook, Google, and Amazon, to find your data. This is a new market trend that is happening with a bunch of apps right now in the market. Everybody's trying to go first to market with this, but essentially what it's doing is it's doing what Apple did. We talked about last week on last week's show, so you can go back and listen to last week's show, but Apple essentially has blocked certain areas.
My guess is probably these places like Facebook are not really liking these types of companies.
They're not, because they're essentially isolating their
yeah.
information and saying if you want to get it, you're going to have to pay for it. So this
hostage.
This kind of actually is like Amazon Shopper Panel. We talked about this. I think you loaded this.
I did.
So Amazon has an app where if you load Amazon Shopper Panel, just go to your store right now on Google and on Apple, and you can load the Amazon Shopper Panel. It essentially tracks 10 receipts that you spend per month, and they'll give you $10 in free Amazon credits.
Yeah, $10.
It also reminds me of the Brave browser. If you want to make more money too, you can receive basic authentication tokens, which are called BATs, worth a little bit of money, just like the fake cryptocurrency we talked about last week on the show. But if you use Brave as your browser, as you go through and look at your information, you can receive tokens for that too. So it is becoming information is important, and information is now going to need to be paid for. All right, story number 3. Intel invests $20 billion in 2 Arizona. See, we got all Arizona. Arizona's the topic today. I
was going to say a word, but I can't say
Arizona. Don't get beeped. The 2 Arizona factories coming to 2023. Let's listen to the announcement of how this impacts Arizona and America.
The largest private sector investment in Arizona history. Chip manufacturer Intel announcing a $20 billion expansion of its Chandler plant.
The mammoth Intel facility in Chandler is about to get bigger. 2 new factories, manufacturing the next generation of semiconductors. Intel says it translates to 3,000 new high-tech jobs on site and 3,000 construction jobs. Intel is the only U.S. manufacturer of microchips. It owns approximately 15% of the world's market share, competing directly with Asia and Europe. The announcement heralds the company's plan to be a bigger player.
So this is kind of big news, right? So Intel is essentially investing into the American economy to manufacture their IDM 2.0 chips here in Arizona. It's going to spend $20 billion to be able to compete against Taiwan, China, and Japan, and all these other chip manufacturers to essentially partner with large manufacturing processes and compete against the overseas companies. So what do you think? You think they're going to be able to be successful?
Why not?
I hopefully this is a big deal for America because we essentially shipped all of our manufacturing and ships all overseas because it was much cheaper at the time, and they had facilities. They're advancing it to. So I think that was a positive story. So I wanted to say that. I hope that they do very successful, and I hope Arizona's economy
is happy about it.
Oh yeah, let me tell you, Arizona and Texas are the two big states right now.
That's
getting
right.
all the technology companies moving out of San Francisco,
I know,
and
which
California and different areas moving out to
I do have some ambivalence about that.
You do? All right. Well, Mike, as always, for people to learn more about our stories, they can go to techtimeradio.com, scroll all the way down to our website, and click on the facts section. So all the things that we talk about on the show have a link to the story that is talked about, so they can make sure that we are not making up fake news. We're reporting what is actually there and available. Up next, we're going to be talking about cloud phone systems with one of the largest cloud service providers, Virtual PBX, Lon Baker, the chief operating officer of the company. And then we have a YouTube nightmare story coming on up at the end of our show, so you want to make sure you listen to that. But we need to make sure that you are signed up to win our portable EKG machine from Vivomi. So if you haven't done that, go to techtimeradio.com right now and put your name and email address, or just your email address, into the fan list so we can have a chance to pull your name out at the end of the show. I'm Nathan Mumm, your host. Thank you for listening. We'll see you after this commercial break.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Have you heard about 180 Consulting?
No.
I love these guys. You know how much I avoid working with copy vendors, right?
Actually, I get to hear about it all the time.
Not anymore, because guess what? The guys at 180 Consulting took over the entire process. They assessed our needs, worked directly with the vendors on my behalf, and helped us understand our option. No sales fluff, just good information so we can make the right decision.
Well, that sounds good. How do they get paid?
Their only compensation comes from a small share of the cost savings they create. They work for us, and it's a win-win.
You know, that sounds like a no-brainer.
There's two ways to reach them. You can get them at info@180-consulting.com or visit them online at www.180-consulting.com.
www.180-consulting.com.
Thank you, Mike. 180-consulting.com.
Hi, I'm Bernadette Page, your host of An Informed Life Radio. In an age when the term misinformation is used to silence criticism and debate about COVID-19, vaccines, and more, we're bringing you doctors, lawyers, and scientists to discuss the missing information about your health and medical freedom. An Informed Life Radio airs right here on KKNW every Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. We're starting a real health revolution, one conversation at a time. Join us.
Hello?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, where are you? I've been trying to get a hold of you all day.
Yeah, I'm out on the golf course, buddy.
Put me on speakerphone. I got some great news for you. Guess what I was thinking of? Imagine Golf, the #1 golf app for the mental game. Imagine Golf is the #1 app with 200,000 downloads, 3,000 5-star reviews, and a 4.9 star rating in the Apple Store itself. It delivers snackable 3-minute audio lessons to help you think and play better. Have you ever listened to this? Because if not, you can get a 7-day free trial with absolutely no commitment. Download it on the Apple App Store so that you can keep on imagining what's possible on today's golf course.
That's cool. Can it help me find my ball out in the rough?
Ah! Who hit me with this ball?
Oh, look, it's Bigfoot. Hey, man, Nathan's on the line, buddy.
Hey, Bigfoot, I'm so excited to see you. Can you help Mike out? Because you know what? He's having some problems and really needs to focus.
And improve not hitting me in the head.
Imagine golf differently. Focus on the mental game, Mike. Snackable 3-minute daily segments that come in audio form to help you improve your golf game. Download now for free in the Apple App Play Store.
Looking for a new way to start your mornings with current events and trending topics?
Hey y'all, it's your girls Jasmine
and Shantae from The Way with Jazz and Tay, your new favorite weekly morning show.
Catch us every Thursday morning from 7 to 8 a.m.
where we'll be bringing you fun icebreakers to kick off your morning,
reviews to inform your day, and all the new music. Again, catch us, your new favorite duo, Jasmine and Shantae, every Thursday from 7 to 8 a.m.
Keep up with us on Instagram at The Way Jazz and Tay and on Twitter at The Way JT.
See you on Thursday.
Welcome back to TechTime Radio. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm, Mike O'Day, and David in the studio. Up next, we have our guest that's going to be talking about cloud phone systems from one of the largest cloud service providers in the United States, Virtual PBX. We got Lon Baker, Chief Operating Officer of the company. that will be joining us here. Now, at this time, what did you think of the whiskey, Mike? It was pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
So this is, of course, the Jameson Black Barrel Select Reserve. It's distilled in Dublin in 1780 original formula, and it's a hallmark. It's got butterscotch and coffee type of taste, enhanced, and the finish is considered fine. 80 proof, $59 per bottle.
Very smooth.
I'm not going to say if I'm going to vote for a thumbs up or not, but we'll see what happens at the end of the show here. Okay, so joining us now from Virtual PBX, we have the San Jose, California headquartered company. We got Lon Baker joining us. So, Lon, welcome to our show.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, absolutely. So we got lots of questions to ask you about. So first off, doing some research about you. You worked in a startup working for Kinko's Northwest. Tell me a little bit about this when you were there for 10 years in your beginning journey of your life.
Yes, I was there at the beginning of the desktop publishing boom back in the days of the laser printer when it first got revolutionized by Apple. And I actually managed about over 25 locations here in Northern California as we kind of grew out that technology business over 10 years. And it was quite exciting at the time.
And you have a love for cycling. Is that correct also?
Yes, I was actually just out mountain biking this afternoon. So yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, see, we do a little bit of research about our people. We just don't don't Google them and just to do any information. All right. So, Lon, let's talk about Virtual PBX. So I use Virtual PBX, and I've been using it for Elite Executive Services, which hosts this radio program. It's an IT service provider company that we do consulting with. Mm-hmm. And so I was a part of Virtual PBX for about 2-3 years ago. And before that, I was with a company called Nextiva out of Colorado. And we had some problems with the phones not working necessarily. And they had problems with their IP stack that they had essentially to their hard phones. And I like an old traditional phone. So I like picking up a headset if I'm talking to somebody. I like, the ones that used to wrap around the big, long deals back in the... Yeah, so
I still
like
have
that.
one of those in my office.
Oh, yeah, I like that. But you guys have come out with a soft phone that we loaded for Mike and Melinda. We also have some conferencing stuff that you have available. So what makes a successful cloud services for phones nowadays?
Really, the key these days, especially after the last year, is be able to put your services wherever someone needs to work. Obviously, everybody's not working in their offices any longer, hence the release of our updated soft phone. So we can allow people to work anywhere they need to work, whenever they have to work. Obviously, as you can imagine, people have kind of a tumultuous work style these days. And so that's kind of the goal of our service right now. And what we think is the key advantage to cloud-based phone systems, allowing people to work anywhere on any device, anytime they need to.
Okay, so there's Ring Central. There's tons of different competitors out there. But what makes you the best compared to your competitors?
Well, one of the big keys we're a private company. We've been around for 21 years. We service thousands of companies in over 40 countries. So we have a breadth of experience, both from a customer perspective as well as from a technology perspective. And that's allowed us to kind of keep growing with customers.
So let me just tell you, the onboarding lady that onboarded me, I don't know where she's from, but she essentially, I just talked with her 2 days ago when we got the soft phone training. It was the same gal, because I had the same email address, and she said, "Oh, I remember you starting up your stuff." So it felt so nice. Let me just tell you, that was worth it just there. She said, "Okay, I remember you had a technology company. Here's my notes I have for you. Here's my own phone number I had for you." She had like my old cell phone number even in the database, and I'm like, "Well, let's get you a new one." I thought it was phenomenal that your support staff must enjoy working there, because they seem to have been there a long time, and whatever accounts they have, they are still the same people that were servicing my account originally than it was this time.
That's actually one of the keys. We bet on that. Everybody talks about technology, and what we bet on is customer service. And we have very low turnover. And yes, you've probably spoken to the same customer service people for years and years at our company.
That's correct. Absolutely. Now, you're being a little modest, because Yahoo press release just came on out where Virtual PBX wins the 2021 Internet Telephone Product of the Year. And they just made this announcement on March 18th. Globe Newswire sent this out. So tell me a little bit about the Internet Telephone Product of the Year award that you guys just got.
We work very, very hard for those awards. And we're constantly trying to improve the overall user experience, not just the underlying technology. A lot of our competitors talk about technology. We like to talk about the actual customer experience. And that's what got us the edge in that reward.
All right. Okay. Let me ask you a question, Lon. Are you a big NCAA basketball fan?
I am not. Sorry, sir.
Okay. Well, we got our NCAA
Don't be
pools.
sorry at all. I'm not either.
But you know what? So we have our NCAA pools going, and Mike's winning in a pool that he has no idea of what he's. Yeah. That's horrible. Okay. All right. Okay. Continuing on. I just wanted to throw that in there.
I did live in Durham, North Carolina for a while, so I am partial to
Tar Heel. Tar Heel?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Tar Heel. I'm not a big I'm a Duke fan, so we hate the Tar Heels. But that's all right. Continuing on our interview, no problems. So tell me, what used to be cloud IP services, used to be very difficult, and there used to be some complications that people had. Now, as far as deployment processes, what's something that Virtual PBX does on your deployment process that's different and unique that makes things easier to set up than having that traditional PBX on site?
The biggest piece, honestly, is that we now, not only do we manage your phone services, but we also manage the provisioning, and we actually pre-provision all the hardware that we ship to your locations. So when someone needs a desk phone, like you were mentioning earlier, we pre-provision that so that way when it arrives, it's literally plug and play when you pull it out of the box. And we find that makes a huge advantage, including, as you mentioned earlier, our onboarding team and how they make sure the customers get up and running accurately.
Yeah, so if you have a business that's starting out, instead of having somebody use your cell phone, instead of putting your cell phone number out there, my recommendation would be to sign up for Virtual PBX. There's a link that you can go to /podcast. So if you go to virtualpbx.com/podcast, they have a bunch of deals that are running for lots of different podcast hosts. But I would suggest you doing that because you can get your virtual secretary information set up. So you have routing trees, you can get your voicemail, you can get faxing services and everything taken care of instead of having to answer your phone or go into a Google voice number, which everybody does as their default business. So It's as low as what's your lowest price that you have available on there going right now?
We can get down to $14.99 or even more with an annual commitment.
There you go. All right, Virtual PBX. Yep. Lon, thank you very much for joining TechTime Radio. We wish you the best and enjoy the weather. Go out some cycling and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'm going to go enjoy some whiskey here, actually.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
What are you going to
get? What are you going to get?
I've got a special blend from a company, from a grocery store up in Sacramento that some friends own.
All right. Nice. That sounds fantastic. We like whiskey. More whiskey, the better. All right, Lon, have a great day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, up next, we have an expert segment that will be coming on out, or Ask the Experts. We have our interview with Eric Hundley, known as the Hampton Runner. We're going to ask him a little bit about that. We're going to head to a commercial break. Give us a call at 425-373-5527 or 1-888-298-KKNW-5569. If you have a virtual phone communication question, we can answer that and know a little bit about that, since that's what we provision for a lot of companies. This is Tech Time Radio with Nathan Mumm. I'll be joining a little whiskey on the side. Thank you, guys.
What's your story? Have you ever sat with that question and looked to your heart for the answer? It's time to explore the real you. Tune in Thursdays from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. for the brand new show, Story You, with Coach Debbie. Debbie and her guests have a mission to inspire and coach you to find your voice. If you need direction, Story You with Coach Debbie is for you. If you want to be an author, Story You with Coach Debbie is for you. Tune in Thursdays at 4 p.m. and be inspired.
Did you know that up to 12 to 15% of Americans grind their teeth at night while they sleep? Yeah, it's called bruxism. I used to work at a sleep lab, and we used to measure that, and it leads to a lot of problems like headaches and destroys your teeth. It wears down the enamel, and it's just very hard on your mouth.
So every once in a while I'll wake up, my jaw will hurt. Do you think I'm grinding my teeth at night?
Yeah.
Well, so how do you go about protecting this then?
The number one recommended way of protecting yourself from teeth grinding is what's called a night guard, which is a custom fitted prosthetic that you put inside your mouth. It usually runs, hundreds of dollars, but I know our sponsor, Smile Brilliant, can get you custom fitted night guards for as little as $45 a piece.
So if you go to smilebrilliant.com and use TechTime Radio at checkout, you can receive 20% off your complete order. So visit smilebrilliant.com and use the TechTime Radio at checkout code.
Hi, this is Lisa Downs, host of Reigniting You, a new show here on KKNW that explores a variety of topics and timely issues for making mid to late career transitions. I'll be here every Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock bringing you guest interviews, career transition advice, and great stories to guide you to what's next in your career and life. Gain a renewed sense of purpose for your next phase with a positive, forward-looking approach. Get ready to be re-energized, recharged, and reignited Wednesdays at 3 o'clock.
Welcome back to Tech Time. This is the river dance music. I know, I do it just to make you smile. That's right. Welcome back to Tech Time Radio. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm. We got Mike Corday here, David Brown behind the board. Now, let's talk about our whiskey. What do you think about it during the break? It's smooth.
Should I say I'm going to give it a thumbs up?
No,
if
don't
I'm
say
not
yet.
Give it a thumbs up?
We got to wait till the very end of the show. That's
Well,
the mystery.
I'm not giving it a thumbs up.
Okay, all right.
Obviously, somebody's celebrating already.
That's right. Thank you, David. All right, so we are going to have an expert come on. This is an expert that I got to listen to on Podfest a few weeks back. Great listener. We're excited to have him on the show. Oh, that's right. You want to talk about that first. We were going to talk about that. So you got a sticker on your vest before we go to our guest. Did you get vaccinated today?
Yeah, I got my vaccination.
You got your vaccination shot?
Yeah, you wanted to talk about it.
I did want to talk
you,
about it.
You were like, I got a sticker on your chest.
I go in and get my second vaccination shot tomorrow morning. So
I got my vaccination today.
Good job. Everybody should go out there and get vaccinated so we can get this America back on the running roads that it used to be a part of. All right. So our guest we have here is originally from Tucson, Arizona.
Ooh.
Mike, your home state.
That's my home state.
Served in the U.S. Army at Fort Story, Virginia, and currently resides in Hampton, Virginia since 2004. We are pleased to have Eric join us on Tech Time Radio, so if you want to bring Eric on up. There's also a couple other things that essentially Eric has worked on. He has his own podcast that he is an interview podcast savant. You see that big word there? That's a big.
You pronounced it.
I did. I even got it right too after some whiskey. So that's even twice as better. All right. So he is joining us on our Ask the Expert segment.
Wow.
This is a segment we call Ask the Experts.
All right. So Eric, first thing I'm going to ask Eric Hunley, the host of the Unstructured Podcast. You can find out more at unstructuredpod.com. Consider listening to his podcasts. Are great interviews with lots of people that he's had, from military veterans to some spy guys that were on there. Fantastic. Now, Eric, the host of the show, he's married. He's got a wife. He's an influencer. He's good at reading body language, negotiations. But the most important thing is Eric, did you know that you were breached on NetGallery in December 2020? That exposed 1.4 million unique email addresses, along with your username, password, physical IP address, and phone number, date of birth, and password that is stored in a salted SH1 hash that are able to be purchased on the dark web Tor site, available for $15.
Really?
Yep. I did my research of Eric. Did you know that just happened to you, Eric?
Only one.
You only have one breach. There's only one breach that I can find. I spent hours trying to find more breaches.
I'm thinking that when he says you need to get to know the person, it's not what you're trying to find.
I did lots. I spent time finding all about Eric, and Eric is also a big runner. So we got lots of questions. Question number one, before we even get into YouTube.
How long did you live in Tucson?
Well, no. Okay. Do you want to ask him that? How long did you live in Tucson? There you go. We can ask that first.
I lived my first 18 years in Tucson, and then I lived for a few more years in about 2002 through 2004 time range.
Okay.
Very nice.
So what was your first here's the most important. What's your first operating system that you ever used on your computer? Because you're a technology guy also, so that you started out. What was your first operating system?
I don't know if it was a variant of DOS. I had an XT, which was like a sewing machine. It was an old compact and weighed like 20 pounds. And I was fortunate enough to have 2 5.25 floppy drives.
Oh, that was the style then. That's right.
Yeah, I remember the compact.
I had a Xenix it was only like 95% IBM compatible, so I had to have PC DOS 4.2. So were you back there? Do you remember the whole stacker days when you could double your hard drive space back when that came on out? You doubled your hard drive. It was Drive Space, Microsoft competitor, and Stacker was the competitor to that. Do you remember those, Eric?
No, I missed that part. I
Okay.
wasn't fortunate enough to have a hard drive until a few years later. I was in the Army and didn't really have much computing wise.
Okay.
And then Microsoft 95 came out, Windows 95, etc. while I was in the Army.
Okay.
So,
Now, on your 5 1/4s, did you use the hole punch to get the double sides on both sides of those?
of course.
Okay, there you go.
Yes,
That was such a cool trick. You can flip it on the other side.
I
I remember illegally downloading like King's Quest games. My poor wife, her dad stole King's Quest games on floppies, but she only had like disc 1, 2, and 3, and she missed disc 4. And then she had like 5 and 6 to play the game. So anytime she would go into a cave, it'd lock up and she couldn't continue because never mind. All right, so we diverged. All right.
The old perils of pirating.
All right, so you're an avid runner. You're known as the Hampton Runner. Explain a little bit about this, Eric, before we get into the big story.
Well, let me qualify. A lapsed avid runner.
Well, you said that you were. There was just an article about you that was back in 2014 or 2017 that talked all about your journeys to that. Yep.
Sure. Well, and I did some marathons and a 50K, but I haven't done any running for a couple of years because I've been doing podcasting and getting channels yanked off and things.
Okay, well, that's where we're going to next. This is crazy. All right, so let's talk about your story on YouTube.
Okay. I do live streams pretty much exclusively now. And I had a live stream with a company, the CEO of Zengo, which is a crypto wallet. Now, I don't know crypto very well and don't really trust it. I'm scared of it. So having a CEO on, I thought, would be a cool thing to have. And one of the things that was offered was the person who recommended him to me wanted to offer some Bitcoin as a prize, if you will. So as a private person, he was doing a prize thing through the company. And about 45 minutes into the interview, all of a sudden I got a text from a friend of mine who said, "Did they kill your stream? What happened?" And he sent a screenshot in the text. And I had no idea. So I was just kind of flabbergasted talking to the CEO. And then somebody else texted me and said, "Did they yank your channel?" And, meanwhile, I'm actually still sitting there on StreamYard, which I'm using right now, by the way, if people want to know inside tech.
Yep.
And I'm still recording. Everything's going on. And I'm obviously concerned. I'm like, okay, I'm not online anymore. We can't go any further. I just need to see what's happening. And I hit end show and it was saying error. It couldn't end the show. Nothing could happen. And so then I went to look, and a minute later I saw in my email that I had an email from Google or YouTube, saying your video was removed for violating community standards. And in the same minute, there was another email saying your channel has been removed for repeated violations of community standards. And I had a third email that said all your members are gone. Wow. Because I have YouTube members for the channel.
Yep. So we did a show last week on cryptocurrency, and we talked about Ripple, and I got a warning.
We're going to get another one.
Yeah, we're probably, that's right. So I said Ripple again. So we got a warning, and they had to go and do a due diligence, and they had to spend a lot of time before it could be monetized, and a bunch of different items also regarding cryptocurrency, which I find very odd that cryptocurrency is their trigger point. So you had no idea when this was happening that there was any terms. Did YouTube reach back out to you? So I've heard your story, but did they reach back out to you and say, "We're sorry, we didn't mean to delete this"? What happened?
How long have you been on YouTube?
We've been on YouTube
that
for about.
Answers your question.
Yeah, I know. But we have listeners that are driving around right here in the Seattle area because we also broadcast on the radio, so that's going on out there. So explain what YouTube did to rectify this for you.
Okay, to start, I put in an appeal. It took a while because I was panicking, and the friend of mine who was helping me he's a giant YouTuber. And I went and clicked and I put in the appeal form,
Yep.
And I got a reply to their credit in 20 minutes. Your appeal's rejected. It was pretty much a bonk. So then my friend advised me. He said, you need to go on Twitter and make a video. You got 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Make a video about what happened and tell everybody what happened. And we went back and forth because, I mean, okay, to be honest, I was bawling my eyes out.
Sure, I got it, because your content's all there. It's tough to get subscribers. I mean, we got like 3,000 subscribers on YouTube, and that's a lot of work to get up to more than 1,000, so you can get a bunch of different benefits that happen. So I totally get it. How many followers should you have?
I literally crossed 15,000.
Wow,
in that
huge.
episode.
Okay, huge.
But that's it's huge for me, and obviously, but I have friends who have a lot more, but it doesn't really matter. It's if it was 1,500, I'd still be pretty upset.
Yep.
But I put out the video, and essentially just said, hey, what happened, etc. And fortunately, I do have friends like Viva Fry, that's who I've been talking about this whole time, who amplified it. And they put it out, and even more importantly, they didn't only amplify it themselves, but thousands of other people also retweeted. And these are people who don't have giant accounts or giant presences. They're like real people. And not that he's not a real person, but you understand my point.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Then Team YouTube, I tagged them as well.
Okay.
Texted me and said, we're looking into this. Can you give us more information? Was your channel deleted or was it hijacked? I'm like, no, you did it. And on the side, I'm telling everybody, yeah, it's hijacked by YouTube.
Yeah.
But they were saying, okay, we're investigating. We'll get back to you. And then nothing's really going on. And some tweets went back and forth. And I don't remember which, but then later on they said, we're still looking into this to get to the team who can be involved with this. Give us time. And that was, several hours later. So this is like the whole thing was going down at 10:45 in the morning. So that evening, they pretty much were saying, we're still looking into it. And it carried into the next day. And the next day, finally in the afternoon, they got a hold of me saying, okay, we got a hold of the internal team. And this is where I don't know, because it's so black box. I don't know what I can say, can't say. So I'm going to be very vague and opaque about it, just to make sure that there's no issues. But they got a hold of the internal team. They tweeted that out and they said, please DM us for directions. So since that's all public, I'm sure that's fine. And they DM'd me with a link to go somewhere, and I had to fill out some stuff, and we kind of went back and forth, and then the channel was brought back. So before this point, keep in mind, it was not demonetized or frozen. It was vaporized. There was no channel. I had no account. I've been on Google or YouTube since like 2008 or so.
Yep.
Paying for the service, the YouTube Pro, where you could get commercial free and all that, every iteration, whether it's Red or Premiere or whatever you called it. I've been that long of a member.
Okay.
And I could not even watch videos. That account was gone.
Wow.
Everything was gone. I was sending emails to people who were getting reports that I was a spam source.
Wow.
So it went pretty deep.
It went pretty. So what advice would you tell somebody? And you told this in the Podfest event, which I thought you were you were the best speaker that I listened to for those 4 days that were in there,
Wow,
which was
thank you.
lot of great information. But you were by far my best. What was the most important question that you have? Hang on just a second. Question for Eric in the comments. Yes, question. Do you want to get that ready for us, David? So you have a couple questions that are coming in for you, Eric, and so we're going to get a couple of those questions. Question number 1. You want to read it, David?
Yeah, I'll read it. It says, Eric, would you recommend skipping the email and going straight to Twitter?
Why skip anything? I would do both, because by responding on the email, you are responding to what they're asking. that was something that I was really trying to concentrate on, was one, getting my message out to them without blaming them or pointing a finger or saying, look what, now in my privacy, I might've been saying more negative comments, but out publicly on Twitter and things like that, I don't think it can help very much if you, just start railing against them. I was more, just flat out the truth. I was yanked off. I do not understand what happened. Please help me. Everybody who knows anybody, please help me be heard.
So what is your advice now for streamers and different people? So we after that, we have worked really hard with Twitch. So now we have Twitch that's broadcasting us. So we have a couple different areas. Our tactic from your event was, okay, let me get 2 or 3 other streaming services. So if one says, hey,
I'm
we
on
don't
Twitch
like you
too
anymore.
now.
Yeah, great. Fantastic. You're on Twitch too. Great. Fantastic. So what's the advice to podcasters, to anybody that does anything on YouTube with any content? What would you tell them to be careful of, and what would you do to give them some information here to help them?
God, this is hard because I can't guarantee what YouTube's going to react to. Like, there are certain keywords right now. One that starts with a C and happened over last year was called a pandemic. You really shouldn't talk about, or you got to be really careful what you say.
Yep.
There was something that happened in November, a weird event, and anybody talking about it could potentially be thrown off, or they might just be demonetized. There was an event that happened in the 40s with a German guy. Norm Macdonald talks about him. And you can get thrown off for that. So it's really hard when there's a capricious nature to the people who are running it or the algorithms that run it. So
I want to make a quick break in there. That's what does it, is the algorithm, right?
Sure.
Yep.
That's what vaporized the account, was an algorithmic response.
I assume. I can tell you that there were tripwires, from what I understand, that crypto is a major tripwire. I did not know that, but part of why is because I never talked about crypto. So I guess there genuinely are channels being hijacked, and hijackers putting up crypto wallets and saying, hey, donate,
give us money, do this.
Because,
Yep.
And one of the things they do is they have contests. So I think that was a second tripwire that I did not know at the time. And because I was midstream, it's possible that it just got yanked, because I guess if, let's say, that show got shut down and I really was a hijacked channel, I could be commenting on other channels saying, go to my wallet because I'll save the world or whatever. I don't know.
All right. Well, Eric, we are running up against time. How can people hear more about you, and how can they subscribe to your service? Give us a little bit of information here, so our hopefully our fans that have lots of questions and lots of interest, how would they find out more about you?
Sure. YouTube.com/Eric Hummmm. Love to see you. I'm on all the socials as Hummmm Eric. I couldn't get the other way around, but I'm out there, and I'm also on Locals, which, by the way, was really very useful in this, and that's on unstructured.locals.com. And there I can post all kinds of things. I don't have to worry about being shut down. And to the credit, they were there for me when, I had nothing. So I've got to put that out.
Well, the unstructuredpod.com. Learn more about Eric. Eric, thank you very much for joining us on TechTime Radio. We're glad that you're back on YouTube and that we can learn more about your story, and hopefully that doesn't happen to anybody else broadcasting. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we're going to head to a commercial break, Mike, and then when we come on back, we got Mike's mesmerizing moment, pick of the day. We got some contests to get taken care of, and we're going to talk about our NFT that we have for TechTime Radio that we're going to start auctioning up. We'll see you guys after the commercial break.
Hello, my name is Arthur, and my life's work is connecting people with coffee. Story Coffee is a small batch specialty coffee company that uses technology to connect people to each product resource, which allows farmers to unlock their economic freedom. Try our Medium Roast Founder Series coffee, which is an exotic bourbon variety that is smooth, fresh, and elegant at storycoffee.com. That's STORI coffee.com. Today you can get your first bag free when you subscribe at storycoffee.com with code TechTime. That's STORI coffee.com.
Your business deserves the same expertise as that of a Fortune 500 company. If you need a CIO-level service, why hire a full-time staff member at $250,000 a year when you can get this on-demand service for fractions of the cost? As your CIO on demand will give you the steps you need to take so as to minimize interruption to your business and profitability, and provide you and your business with training and education to prevent future attacks. To get an efficiency review for your business today, contact us at www.ee-services.com.
Hello, Seattle. How would you like to have immediate and easy access to your live EKG and heart rate data? Your data right at your fingertips and with no need to hook up wires and leads or be strapped to a machine at the doctor's office. The new Pulse device from Vivome continuously tracks your EKG and displays this data on your mobile phone. Have you ever wondered how your EKG and heart rate behaves when you're exercising at the gym, navigating the stressful demands of the workday, or just getting the kids ready for school or relaxing at home? The Pulse is a different kind of wearable, and you can experience this difference by going to www.vivome.com and ordering your device today.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, have you heard of Virtual PBX?
No, what is that, like virtual peanut butter and jelly?
Virtual PBX provides affordable business phone plans for entrepreneurs that need a way to connect to their customers. Never give out a personal number again. They offer business telephone numbers, call forwarding, professional greeting, and so much more.
Isn't that the phone you have in your office?
That's correct. I have a Virtual PBX Yalink, the T21P E2. But it is the same phone that you will see on the NBC show The Office. So when you see Dwight and Jim slamming down the phone, I have that same exact phone.
Nice. Do you have a stapler and Jell-O?
It's the most important aspect of an office, making sure you have a good telephone.
Yeah, and I think you can save 15% off when you sign up, right?
That's correct. If you go to virtualpbx.com/podcast, again, that's /podcast, you can save up to 15% and you can enjoy their new Flex plans starting as low as $13 per month.
Well, that sounds awesome.
Yes. Are you looking to start a new business or have to have professional greetings, call forwarding, texting, voicemail, virtual receptionist? If you're looking for any of those items, don't go anyplace else but Virtual PBX.
That sounds cool. I kind of want a sandwich right now.
Mike wants a sandwich, and you deserve a better IP phone solution. Visit Virtual PBX. Visit them at virtualpbx.com/podcast.
Upper Left Corner is a PNW true crime podcast now streaming on all major podcast platforms. If you get excited when your favorite true crime podcast tells a story about a place that you've been to or the town that you live in, then Upper Left Corner podcast is for you. Each week, I tell you a story of a crime that has taken place in the PNW and give you background about the town the crime occurred in. If you like true crime, check out Upper Left Corner podcast, now available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and more.
Ace Hardware is a helpful place with prompt, friendly service, knowledge, and the little things that make a big difference.
Service.
Selection.
Advice.
Community involvement.
Competitive prices.
Convenience.
Located near you.
And the things you need, such as
house keys,
lawn and garden,
plumbing,
electrical,
hardware,
grills,
outdoor living supplies,
and even nuts and bolts.
When you visit Ace Hardware, you'll be greeted at the door and given the help you need.
So come visit us at Ace Hardware in Evergreen Way in Everett, Lake Stevens, and now Stanley.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back to TechTime Radio. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm. You're going to show that NFT that you've been doodling. It's signed by Mike, and you get the whole first page. We're going to be putting those up on techtimeradio.com, and you can bid on NFTs.
I don't think you can really see it. But
no, it looks pretty nice.
I have my little doodle corner.
And he got it signed, too.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, well, we're going to go right now into the highlighted segment of the day, Mike's Mesmerizing Moment.
This is Mike's Mesmerizing Moment, presented by Story Coffee. Visit storycoffee.com.
Yeah, one of the things that we just talked about was how this person's livelihood was removed from YouTube because of an algorithm.
Yep.
And that's the problem that I have with technology and human behavior is that we try to program this technology to mimic human behavior. And in this case, it looks for keywords, and then it makes arbitrary decisions.
Yep.
And that's the problem, is the arbitrariness, and people don't know the context of which these decisions are being made. So this guy lost his stuff, and
he had nothing to
do it,
and he had to go back out and take care of it. So you can learn more about Eric Hundley on his website. He's got some great commercials. We are going to now move into our pick of the day.
Quick.
Yes,
delicious.
Both thumbs up. Jameson is fantastic.
I'm going to buy a bottle on the way home.
Okay, and I need a number 1 through 1,500 because we're going to give away the Pulse device.
82.
82. Jeez. We got Chelsea, Gusman, with a couple numbers at gmail.com. You win the Pulse device, and now we need a Story Coffee winner 1 through 1,500.
735.
Jeez. We got Val
He's
Val
waving.
something at gmail.com.
He's
okay,
waving.
that's all right. So we got both of those. Next week's show is going to be packed with tons of information.
He's giving us signals.
Yeah, we're getting signals. He's got at least counting
One
it down.
finger discount.
I am Nathan Mumm. Glad you could join us. So we got Mike Gourdet here, David Brown behind the board. Thank you guys. TechTime Radio. See you next week.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us on TechTime Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to techtimeradio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/techtimeradio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, Mumm's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, have you heard about the new app called Tiki?
Is this the one you've been talking about that's like a torch?
That's correct. This is like a torch. This is going to light you up. Did you know that companies made $382 billion from your data last year? This app called Tiki allows you to choose what data you share with what companies. And you know what? You get paid for sharing your information. You just link your accounts in the app and you get a payout. Tiki is completely free to use and is available worldwide, so you can start earning today.
Cool. Where do I sign up?
There's limited spots, but here at TechTime Radio, we got you hooked up. All you got to go is to mytiki.com/TechTime Radio. Again, that's mytiki.com/TechTime Radio. Tiki has just launched, so sign up now. Once you sign up, you'll be sent a link to download the app and start using it. So save your hard-earned information and turn it into cash. Everything will be lit up.
Can you sum this up for me?
As it stands, businesses buy tons of data directly from services such as Facebook, Google, Amazon, etc. With Tiki, business can still gain valuable insights, but you're in control of the sale.
Cool. Where do I sign up?
mytiki.com/TechTime Radio. Again, that's mytiki.com/TechTime Radio, and the Tiki will be lit for you.